So good night and welcome to another interview of The Shield Doing the Couch. Tonight I'm joined by two members of the band Cruel Bomb from Pennsylvania. They're a thrash death metal band, and today I got Brandon and Kyle. Brandon is he's the lead singer and the guitar player, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Kyle is the drummer, right?
Yep.
So thank you guys and for joining me. I know I talked with your buddies in the Sentience last week, and they told me, "Oh, you gotta talk to our buddies." They have a EP that came out at the beginning of January called Man Made. So that EP, how did how was the creation of the EP? What were your favorite songs on it to play?
Kyle could take that one.
Well, to start writing the EP was new for us because I moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for 2 years. So majority of that, the pandemic, and then a lot of 2021, we were writing this EP from 13 hours away from each other. So there's a lot of sending recordings back and forth to each other through email. But we ended up figuring out, and now we could actually record ourselves at home. So that was an added benefit. Favorite songs, I mean, I think the intro and the opening song are definitely my two favorites. I don't know, there's something about the first riff in Dogs of War that just kind of like makes me feel like a circle pit's about to open up and go nuts. So
yeah, that song, I felt a lot of like municipal waste vibes on that song. Like it sounded like something like the type of riffing. Was that the vibe that you guys wanted to portray on that one?
Honestly, I don't know about the vibe. It's really interesting how songs kind of come up. Like I'll just, like how Kyle said that we just kind of send stuff back and forth from each other. So I sent him that first riff, and like I think we spent like the next 2 hours just trying to get the actual rhythm to it. So like that was a lot of fun. So like we got to that riff because we call them money riffs, and to us that was our money riff. So we wanted to make sure that it was really good to start the song, and we liked it so much we wanted to figure out where else to put it. But we kind of just write these riffs and we just kind of put them together like a puzzle. So honestly, there's not a lot of vibes that go into that one. It was just kind of like, hey, I got this good riff. All right, let's put it here. And it's like, hey, I got another good riff. Let's put it here. And it's just kind of like, honestly, just like chemistry. You're like, all right, let's try a little bit of this. Let's take that out.
That works, and I like the money riff thing. So what are your guys' musical influences mostly?
Kyle can go first on that
one. Well, I guess as a drummer, I don't know. There's two guys in mind that I really like, but mostly metal. I grew up listening to like classic rock, like late 70s, early 80s classic rock with my parents. So definitely those two genres of music really influenced my playing. As far as drumming goes, yeah. But I mean, guitar playing, like metal guitar playing is awesome. So it's, yeah, really just metal and rock and roll.
Nice. What about you, Brandon?
Megadeth's one of my favorite bands of all time, but I don't think that you hear a lot of Megadeth inspiration in my riffs. Hatebreed is one of my biggest influences. I like a lot of hardcore music, but thrash metal is typically pretty much like the big one that I go to. Slayer's always been good, but like it was really funny because I always liked the heaviness of like Hatebreed, but I just didn't know that it was a genre when I was a kid. So when I discovered like hardcore a little bit, I was like, oh, okay. So that's why you feel like there's we try to implement a lot of groove and like that hardcore element into our thrash metal.
Yeah, no, yeah, it shows. And so you saw that I put the Megadeth Rust in Peace in the back.
I did. I like it. Like I said, Megadeth's my number one.
Yeah, sure. That's a great album. So So this EP, I'm gonna show I usually show the artwork here of the EP and talk a little bit about it. So here we have the EP for Man Made. So who made this album cover and what were you trying to, convey with this album cover?
Carl Dahmer made that one. It's actually, I think, Kyle's and Kenny's least favorite one. I like it a lot personally. I think it's really cool. I think something that we do that a lot of bands don't do is like have that vibrant color. There's a lot to look at on that. Plus, like a lot of stuff that Carl Dahmer does like isn't like that colorful, so I feel like we get to challenge him a little bit. But I was watching Samurai Jack, and the original idea was like a lot more people stuck in atoms, but we all kind of got together, and that was the final idea that we had. Except that the guy was supposed to be like more of like a scientist in the background. But I guess it just came out that he was just a naked man, I suppose, another naked man holding another naked man. Like I said, I love it. I think it's cool. I think it's eye-catching, but
yeah, it has a lot of colors, very, very comic book like.
Yes. But honestly, it's just that, with the atom, when we learned to split the atom, we unlocked, a great energy resource, and we also unlocked a great destruction in mankind. So, that energy and that science of us discovering is, as you see, it's evaporating his hands. Like it's also the destruction of us, as it is also the birth of us.
Yeah, no, and I love your band logo, how you include the bomb and you put the on the O, the warning sign with the bomb. Yeah, it's a cool looking logo.
Yeah.
So it looks really good. So what are the major on the other songs, the major themes that you touch upon on this EP?
Kyle, want to take that one?
Yeah, I had to think about some of the lyrics. Well,
let's see if I can get this.
We talk about Dogs of War. That we actually have a new video about to come out for the second song, or the first full song, Dogs of War. That song's about just a general story of a guns arms dealer selling to two sides of a war and the destruction that it causes. The second song is Bomb Squad. The second song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bomb Squad is just like a song, like an homage to, I guess when we're younger, like going out to shows and partying and just like our group of friends growing up in like small town Pennsylvania. And at the same time, like the lyrics are also for like our fans now. And it's just like a party song, just something to have fun and just jam out to. Stronger Than Yesterday is kind of like an uplifting song, which I think when Brandon and I were writing it was kind of like Hatebreed has that. I also love Hatebreed, but Hatebreed has that like uplifting, like lyrical content and kind of like a positive message. And we both wanted to do the same. There's bands out there that help people get through their day, and that's kind of something that we wanted to write ourselves. And then A10 is just a generic metal song about a big plane that shoots things.
I love it how you say, oh, it's a generic. And for everyone that doesn't know the band, Stronger Than Yesterday is not a Britney Spears cover.
I didn't even know that was a Britney Spears song.
No, but she has a lyric that she said, I think it's a song called Stronger, and she says that's Stronger Than Yesterday. Yeah, I was just joking.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah, but so the EP is really good, and I know you have an upcoming shows with a few bands, with Descentients and other bands, so I'm gonna show that flyer now, and we can talk a bit about that upcoming show. I know I already discussed this flyer with the guys in Descentients. So there's you guys, Descentients, Mortal Ground, and Concrete Caveman. So yeah, is this what can you tell us about this upcoming show?
So, fun fact, literally right before we got on this call, we just confirmed we're playing Saturday with Dissensions in Allentown.
Oh, this Saturday.
This Saturday, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
He's like, hey, I know it's short notice, but can you play? And like Kyle and I had the same reaction. I'm like, I'm on 4 days off at work, and I'm just like, I don't have anything going on.
Well, that sounds like a fun show. Where is this show gonna be? The one on Saturday?
At the Alt Gallery in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
So, nice. So it's gonna be you guys and Descentients, or are there gonna be any other bands?
Us, Dissensions, Morbid Cross. They just put out a new CD. The End of Mortality.
Okay.
Nice. So yeah, that sounds fun. Like it's gonna be a good show. So right now, do you have any? You just released this EP, but do you have like any plans of doing a full length soon?
So it's funny. I think that's what we get asked a lot. I think every interview that we do, we get asked that. I think Kyle and I both kind of agree that like, I think the important thing with music is getting it out and getting it out efficiently. And I think it's more important to get out 4 songs every year as opposed to 8, maybe 10 songs every 2 years. So like you're still getting the same amount of stuff, except it just costs us more money to go pay for the album covers, pay for all the graphic design, pay for this. Like,
yeah,
so
makes sense.
It's just for us to get there quicker. It kind of keeps us on our toes. It keeps us like no lapse. Just like, hey, let's keep going. Like it feels like there's someone on our ass. And like look at rap. Like rap is one of the most popular genres in music.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's definitely the most consumed. And obviously there's some old hip hop heads out there that can name albums, but like it's singles, it's features, that kind of stuff is what's dominating the music industry. And something that I think I want to perpetuate with our band is that we're extremely hard workers, and the Iron Maiden effect, we call it. Like you keep seeing it, and you're like, God damn, am I missing out on something good? Like these guys are talked about every time. So we just want to perpetually be news and not forgotten about, especially at this young stage in our career.
Yeah, no, makes sense. And you know, right now in rap, for example, from Puerto Rico, I don't know if you heard there's this trap artist called Bad Bunny that literally a few years ago he was a bagger in a supermarket, and now he's like huge, and he started just like that, like just like releasing like a few songs. And so yeah, I think right now a lot of people like just don't have the attention span. They just want everything quickly and consume it. So yeah, I think that's a great way to keep the ball rolling, and you know, also don't complicate. You know, I know making an album is harder, more songs, more work. So yeah, I totally get that. And yeah, it totally makes sense. So for you guys, being thrash metal guys that like that music, what is your favorite thrash metal album of all time, and why?
Oh, man, I'm gonna need a couple minutes for this.
Yours is hanging on your back while you idiot.
That's probably what I say.
I want to say Rust in Peace, but that's so generic.
Well, if it's your favorite album, it's your favorite album.
No, it is my favorite album. Like, it's one that I could definitely sit there and listen to every single song back and forth. Like, my old Subaru had a tape player, and I have a Rust in Peace tape. And I'd be like, yep, this is it. This is what I'm jamming. It would be the whole ride home. But honestly, my favorite Megadeth album is, if Rust in Peace never existed, I'd say So Far, Good, So Good, So What.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great album too. I also love Countdown to Extinction.
Yeah, it's definitely their most
yeah, well, it's the one that I think sold the most, and then they went with Euthanasia, and obviously right now the last ones I haven't liked that much. So what about you, Kyle?
I think I'm gonna have a split answer here, and I'm gonna go with old school and new thrash. And I think
that works.
I'm just gonna have to go.
I need a new school too.
I'm just gonna have to go with Injustice for All, just because I love that album. I love the artwork. I love the lyrics. That whole era of Metallica was just like, did not give a fuck. Can I curse on here? I'm sorry if I can't.
Yes, you can curse.
That whole like just watching live shit binge and purge, like watch that 1988 Seattle 89. Like they were just on a whole level of I don't give a shit. And it's just like all those songs off of Injustice for All they played live are just stupid heavy. So yeah, I don't know. It's just I love the artwork, the songs, the lyrics, all of it.
It's a great album. Obviously, there's a lack of bass, but but you know what? I don't care. And to me, my favorite, I have Master of Puppets, but to me, it depends. You know, just as long as you didn't say that your favorite album was Saint Anger.
Oh no.
And what about you said something about the new school of Thrash. Like, which one is your favorite in the new school?
I'm gonna say either Worlds Torn Asunder by Warbringer. That was something that I'm just trying to think CDs that I like burned up in my car because I listened to so much. Worlds Torn Asunder with like Living Weapon on it, like that song is just like the most killer opener. Or Time Is Up by Havoc. Those two were just great.
I saw both
I'm
bands.
disappointed in you, Kyle.
Yeah, I saw both bands in Puerto Rico, and Warbringer, I think their drummer couldn't come and they had like a replacement drummer for the show, but it was pretty cool. Those bands are pretty cool. Brandon, what about for the new bands? The new
I'm gonna say it, Kyle's gonna be like, oh fuck, he's right. The Onslaught by Lazarus AD.
Oh yeah, that's another one. How could I forget about that?
To me, dude, that's like, I think it's really hard to be new wave of thrash because, like, to me, that's one of probably the best new wave of thrash metal album, and it's just so unfortunate because I don't think their second one was anywhere near it, and then the drummer died, so it was just like, oh well, that was lived. So it's just one album of just like pure amazingness, and it was so good that Kyle, like he said, he lived in Wisconsin, and they're from Wisconsin, so we like where they got their drums recorded, that's where we were trying to get our album recorded. And it just didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. But that's how great that album is.
Yeah, that sometimes, it sucks when those stuff happens. So let's talk about something else that's not music. I know that Brandon is a huge comic book fan, especially Spider-Man, and obviously you have that Venom shirt. So what do you? I haven't seen the Venom movies. Are they good?
They do their job. They're entertaining. I wouldn't say they're like cinematic masterpieces.
No,
but like they're good. Like they're all right. Like you're not going to go in and be like, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. It's just cool to see Venom on the big screen. Like I said, like Carnage was okay. There's a couple things I would have changed. Like I'm not going to spoil it, but there's another thing that happens at the end of it where I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm excited to see that. But I'd be more excited to see Venom in the MCU to get like a fully like well done arc. But like they're not horrible.
Okay, but is Tom Hardy good as is Tom Hardy good as Venom?
Okay. Tom Hardy is great as Venom. He's terrible as Eddie Brock, in my opinion.
Okay. Because when I saw Spider-Man 3, when they cast the guy from that 70s show.
Topher Grace. Yeah, Topher Grace.
Topher Grace, like I didn't see it. Venom is supposed to be this huge menacing
Eddie Brock is an Olympic lifter. Yeah, exactly. He's this Olympic lifter.
Yeah, and then you had Topher Grace who looked like a Spider-Man. That never made. I haven't seen Venom, but at least like physically, Tom Hardy looks more like him. But why isn't he a good Eddie Brock?
Again, I don't think his physique's good. I don't think like, and him and Bane, like when he was Bane, dude, like that's the physique I would want. Like, but Tom Hardy's just like, I don't know. Tom Hardy walks like he has one ball that weighs like 50 pounds. And he's got like, hey, what's going on? I'm Eddie Brock. How you doing? And it's just like, dude, like He just tries too hard in that role, but like his Venom is pretty spot on. Like the voice in my head when I read books, like that's kind of what I think from like this 90s Spider-Man game, but his Eddie Brock is just it's just not good. And it's really hard to do Venom without Spider-Man. It's like literally all of Venom is just encapsulated by Spider-Man, and just like you're trying to make this thing on his own.
And I don't know, they're trying to make movies about villains, and they're trying to have like a soft spot for them. It's like the Disney effect, if you will. Like,
don't get me wrong, Venom is a true anti-hero though. Venom does have Venom has more books of him being a hero than being a villain.
Okay.
No one wants to talk about that.
Okay, yeah, no, you are the Venom expert, but yeah, Tom Hardy in Bane, in that Batman, he was good, and I don't know if you guys thought the same, but didn't he sound like Sean Connery?
Yeah.
He did. When I was looking at that movie, watching that movie, I was like, he kind of sounds like him. So what about you, Kyle? What are your hobbies?
I guess I'm kind of like half nerd, half jock.
Okay.
If I'm watching TV, like it's usually sports. Like right now, I'm hooked on the NBA playoffs right now.
Milwaukee has a good team.
The Sixers, man, I'm just like I'm hooked. So they're doing really well. And then in the fall, I'm a huge Eagles fan. So yeah, I'm always glued to the TV every Sunday for that. But at the same time, like if it's not sports, I'm like, I don't know, playing like Skyrim or Lord of the Rings something or whatever. So good mix of both.
Yeah, did you ever pass Skyrim? That's a game that I played and I never passed. I had the you have like a guide, the sheet guide, and it's like a huge encyclopedia. It's huge because that's a game that it's bad if you have like short attention span, because you can be on a quest and you have to like walk to somewhere like really fucking far, and then you're like walking and then there's like a side quest, and like I lose track. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Like I can't remember. So I never passed that game.
Yeah,
it's just
the two hobbies kind of like connect to each other, because like I'll play Skyrim and then I'll see like this like big buff guy with a horned helmet fighting a dragon, and then I'm like, shit, I need to go to the gym, and then I'll go.
Yeah,
I
know.
Get off each other.
Yeah, no, but Skyrim, I remember when that came out, and it's like the world building. It's so massive. It's so huge. I think it's one of the best video games ever. Like in that respect, like the graphics, like everything. Oh, I see Brandon's like, no.
No, I don't even think it's the best Elder Scrolls.
It's one of the one of the
I don't think it's the best. Like I think Oblivion is better than Skyrim, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't remember if I played that one. I haven't played video games in a while, but I really love like The Last of Us. That was good. I used to play a lot of Grand Theft Auto. It's an educational game because it teaches you about the value of money. Like you give the hooker the money. So yeah, I remember those games. But yeah, Skyrim. Yeah, it's. I had a neighbor that could like he wouldn't go to bed because he played Skyrim all night. I'm like, that
was me.
That's
Still
what. Yeah. So yeah, it's something that so time consuming at best. So
I remember at the time, my girlfriend would be like, "Hey, you coming over now?" I'm like, "Yeah, just a couple more minutes," and I would just like play Skyrim for another like half hour. We also
Cal and I actually worked together when that game came out.
Yes, we did at a video game store. Funny enough.
Oh yeah, I remember. Which video game store did you guys work on?
GameStop.
Oh yeah, I remember when they had that policy that you would return the game, and I'm like, oh, you bought the game like at $60, and then they're like, oh yeah, here's $2. When you return it, I'm like, but it costs $60. Yeah, I remember those times. But yeah, it's it's cool hobbies, and hopefully, going back to Venom, Brandon, who would you have played Venom?
I don't know. Kyle, name some brolic dudes you think would be good at Venom.
I feel like 1978 Arnold Schwarzenegger is the only one.
Yeah, but it just his voice. Spider-Man, you'll ruin my career. I must kill you and make you pay.
Like
Or
I am
Dolph Lundgren.
Venom. Yeah, I don't think Arnold's voice would be good. Just as long as they don't cast Vin Diesel, I'm great.
Who is it?
As long as they don't cast Vin Diesel from the Fast and the Furious.
Oh, Vin Diesel.
Those movies are so bad. You know, when that movie came out at the beginning, I said, yes, they're gonna make 9 more fucking movies about cars. It's just hilarious.
I was never in that phase. I never watched any of the Fast and Furious movies, but I remember my one buddy is like, yo, we're all going to the movies, you want to hang out? And I can't even tell you what Fast and Furious it was. Did you watch them all?
No.
Okay. But dude, it's just funny because I'm watching it with fucking no context. Like, there's one part Vin Diesel's on a plane with bad guys, and they're like, we have this, and it's just a fucking baby. And he's like, no. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? What is happening, dude? Like, the movie's just so crazy.
That movie
and
needs,
I was like, I enjoy it more not knowing what's happening.
Yeah, it needs no context, and it doesn't even need a script. Like, you can throw the script and just like ad-lib the whole movie. You know, they're that bad. And when it came out, I remember saying this is a ripoff of Point Break, only with cars, because it was like almost the same story. There's an FBI agent, but instead of infiltrating the surfers, he infiltrates the street racers. So it was the same movie, but not as good as Point Break, in my opinion.
I never watched Point Break.
You never watched? Oh, they made a remake. Don't watch that one. The original ones from 1991 is with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, and there's like awesome skydiving scenes, a lot of surfing. It's a cool movie.
Oh, I've definitely seen the skydiving scene with Keanu Reeves. Seen that.
And he's tracking. They're like bank robbers who wear like ex-president masks. It's a cool movie from the 90s. There's some cameos from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I'm trying to remember who else was in the movie. But yeah, they have a cameo in the movie as like some surfer dudes that rob banks. But yeah,
I'm sure it's not as good as the Cannibal Corpse cameo in Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah, there's a few metal bands that have cameos that are that was a good one. And also I liked Rammstein in It's a Bad Movie Triple X, but they were in that one. But yeah, I think Cannibal Corpse. Firefly, yeah. But I think Cannibal Corpse takes the cake for the best like metal band in a movie. So
here's a fun fact: Kyle was in a movie.
Oh, really? Which movie, Kyle?
The really shitty remake of Ghostbusters.
Oh my! What did you do in it?
There was a casting call for like metalhead looking people, and it was Boston. And there's a scene. It's like the 2016 one with the female cast. And
I saw that in the movie theater, and so that's the part where they're like playing, and there's like an Aussie concert, right?
Yeah, and there's like the ghost like ends up sitting on like the one chick's head, and it's like really stupid. Yeah. it seemed a lot cooler like without all like what was going on. So
where are you in the movie? Because now I want to watch it just to see if I can spot you.
I'm just in that crowd somewhere.
You know, I was in a movie as well, but like when I was younger in Puerto Rico, they did a movie about a court case that happened. Some police officers that killed some people in a mountain, and there's a scene in the courtroom, and I'm sitting there, and they paid me like $35. So yeah, we have that in common. But they never called us. They never called us back.
Yeah, that's all right.
You didn't get your big break.
we didn't get our big break, and sadly, but you know, guys, it's been fun talking. And so the EP for Man Made. Can they buy it digitally? Are there some physical formats?
Yeah, we have physical left, and we also have digital as well.
Nice.
We have I think we have 20 physical left.
Nice. Where can people get them?
Bandcamp.com.
Yeah, Bandcamp is awesome. Nice. Yeah, Bandcamp is really good. I'll put a link on on the interview so people can know where to go. But yeah, I think it's awesome Bandcamp because it really supports the artists, and it's a great, it's a great tool, to get the music heard. So again, guys, I want to thank you for taking some time to talk with me tonight. Obviously, I learned more about Venom today. That I know a little bit, but like I was watching your Instagram feed, and I'm like, this guy lives for Venom. Like, so you prefer Venom to Spider-Man?
I just like good art. So like just good art's important. Plus, like, I don't know, man. Fucking big black goo Jesus Christ. Big black goo, like morphing into this big indestructible things. That's badass. Plus, like all those like half shots of like the symbiote like with the teeth. Dude, it's just there's a lot of cool art that comes from Venom, in my opinion. So it's I think a lot of the stories suck ass, but this last story that happened was really, 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 really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. Unlike that Jared Leto movie Morbius, that looks just plain awful.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to see it. There's been some bad movies out there. Like, dude, you know what? Everyone hates the Ben Affleck Daredevil, but I fucking love that movie, and I'll go on record saying that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, when it came out, I liked it. I thought the soundtrack was cool. But you know which one should get more love and respect? The first Blade movie. The first Blade movie was so awesome. And if I don't know if you guys remember when they put that one out, Marvel was almost bankrupt, and that movie saved Marvel. And they don't talk about it that more. I know they're remaking it without Wesley Snipes, but and it's not gonna be R. I heard it's gonna be PG-13. I'm like, no, Blade needs to be R-rated. Like like a PG-13 for Blade. Blade is not a kids movie. Like their kids shouldn't be seeing Blade. Like the second one is okay. The third one was bad, but the first Blade is a classic to me, and I still love it to this day. So
if you haven't seen the Batman yet, I recommend that. That's a masterpiece.
I saw the Batman, and I have a spoiler review in my channel.
Okay.
So I know the guys from the Sentience hadn't seen it. I'm like, well, if you see it, go watch my review. Batman,
go watch it. I thought it was a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece. It's the best Batman, like as a detective. I still like a lot of I love the Dark Knight, the one with not Jared Leto. Oh my God, the one with the good Joker, not him. I love that movie, but I think this Batman it is a masterpiece, and I hope they make more of them. So
I remember watching it at IMAX, and the bridge scene is happening, and like I'm not even that big of a Batman fan, like so like that's why I told my wife, I was like, if I was a huge Batman fan and I'm saying this movie is a masterpiece, I would take my word for nothing. But like I don't even like Batman like that, and I'm just watching him like, holy fuck, this is so good. And I actually just got done reading The Long Halloween, so I feel like it took a lot of inspiration from that. So I was like, oh hey, yeah, I did read that.
Yeah, and Batman the second year too. But yeah, it's a great movie. So and anyone, it's on HBO Max now, so they can see it. But if you haven't seen it, don't see my spoiler review. But if you have, go ahead and see it. So
I'll watch it right after this.
Yeah. So guys, again, thank you guys for taking a few minutes to talk with me, and have a Creekcast show on Saturday with the Sentience. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shield on the Couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.